Hello, this is Allison.
And this is Nina.
And this is Chaotic Good, your anything but neutral reality TV podcast.
And today we are recapping Survivor Season 49, Episode 10, A Huge Dose of Bamboozle.
Yep.
And we watched this episode in another country.
Yep.
When we were in yet another country, if you can imagine. And we watched it in Barcelona.
Yes.
With all of our pals in our hotel room, which was adorable and sweet.
Yeah, Nina and I were in our office, as in locked in on the couch with our notes app out, and then our three besties were all tucked into bed watching with robes, watching from bed. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, because the news, other than Survivor, which we'll be talking about soon, is that Nina and I, we're finally home.
Yes.
We've made our way back.
Yes, we are. Yeah, we are back stateside.
Yeah, it's been almost 3 weeks of travel. Juntos, together. So we have yesterday. So the last time we saw each other was like a mere 18 hours ago.
Yeah.
And before that we had a full 20-hour travel day.
Yes.
And we have, slept in separate beds for the first time in a long time.
Wow.
But at least we get to podcast again today. Thank God.
Yeah. Thank goodness. Yeah. Only a couple of hours of separation before we're just right back at it again.
Exactly. No, I'm so, I was telling Nina earlier that I am just so excited to have a low stakes day, a low stakes life again. Because it's like when every single day you're trying to pack the most in, make it a memorable day, make it a special day. But to do that for 18 days straight, it's
a lot.
You're a little on edge, but in a very happy, it's a chaotic good way of living.
Exactly.
And you can only do it for so long.
Exactly. It's a lot. It really makes me wonder how people live these lives all the time. Like the digital nomads out there that are just constantly going from Airbnb to Airbnb to city to city. Because it's a lot. I feel like we did that. I feel like we kind of lived the digital nomad lifestyle for a little bit, and yeah, it was a lot. And we especially on Allison, we did put a lot of focus and a lot of responsibility on you, especially in Spain, to help us.
I'm a navigator.
Exactly.
I'm a booker.
I'm the best navigator. Yeah.
Okay, here's the PDFs everyone needs for the tickets. I'm going to lead you to the thing.
The subway.
Already did the reservation. So,
yeah.
But I would say I was also going to give you a Lawful Good shout out.
Oh my gosh.
Because Nina also is a native Spanish speaker, and we're in Spain, which a lot of her family's from Madrid, the Madrid area. So you also helped a lot in the translating category as well.
That's
so I would say
sweet. I tried.
I gotta say, between the two of us,
we're
a pretty lawful good pair to travel with.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I think so. I think I think it was the best. I love the two of us.
You're a great travel partner.
Yeah, and you it's very I feel very lucky to have found someone that I love traveling with, because before I was very much solo travel is for me. That's pretty much what I felt comfortable with, and then to find someone that we can go on these great big adventures together.
Yeah,
these are some big trips that we've been on, and I'm not sick of it, and I'm not sick of you, and I'm not sick of us going on trips together. Literally at the end of that, I'm just okay, I'm excited for whatever the next one is. I can't wait. It'll also be great. And I know that for a fact. I'm whatever we do next, I'm and it's going to be wonderful and fun, and we're going to have a great time.
So besides that, Nina.
Yes.
All your amazing words about myself. Thank you. How are you feeling aligned?
Well, I'm feeling very lawful good, and it pretty much comes to being back home and being back in Athens, and it just feels right. Oh, it just feels right to be back home and to wake up in my own bed, in my own place, where I know where everything is, and I know how to get everywhere, and just that comfy, cozy home feeling, just cannot be beat. However, I will say there is a tinge of chaotic evil that I do want to bring up.
Oh, okay. Good.
Which is,
bring it up.
Exactly. We had an extremely long travel day yesterday, which honestly, for the most part, was actually pretty good.
I would say it wasn't our hardest one.
It really was. And even the plane ride, even though it was like a 9-hour ride, and that was just like one portion of it. Even that, I'm like, okay, this is fine. Like I felt the seating was fine. Like it all ran like pretty smoothly, I've got to say, for like such a big travel day. However, there are two chaotic, evil things I want to bring up about travel that we experienced. I was just going to say one, but then I thought of the other one. Yeah. I'm like, I need to bring both of these up, which is I gotta give a warning about the Madrid airport. I think you mentioned, I think my dad warned us.
A month ago when I had a layover, a very short connecting flight out of Charles de Gaulle, Paris, and I recounted my experiences there, where they literally took out my liquids from my pouch and then put them into a separate plastic bag. And it's like, my plane is like leaving this airway in 30 minutes, and we're seriously taking the time to do that.
Because it's not at a separate plastic bag. Jeez.
Into a separate plastic bag. But okay, so I hated that. And then your dad commented on the YouTube video, just wait until you get to the Madrid airport. And I was like, wait, what? So
ominous.
So I was just, that was ominous. Always in the back of my head. But the thing about this one, you think you're okay.
You think you're, because when we arrived in the Madrid airport, from what I remember, pretty easy. Like that whole experience was fine.
I got my bag checked in extremely quickly. We found the security quickly.
The metro is right there. Getting a ticket was easy. Thankfully, the place that we were staying is a straight shot from the airport. Just that whole experience was so easy peasy that we're like, okay, great. So that's gonna be the way back. And friends, I am here to warn you: do not be deceived by how calm the first section of the Madrid airport is, which is Phase where we were. We got there in the morning.
Got there very early.
Yes.
Got through security, and then we're like, oh, we have like 2 hours until we have to be at our gate. And there's all this good food and snacks here. We might as well just get breakfast here. Yes. Because who knows what the breakfast situation is going to be closer to our gate. So we have a leisurely breakfast. We literally just like sit and hang and talk about our futures, talk about some podcast goals. Yeah. And then we're like let's make our way.
And we still had like all this time. And we were like, oh, I mean, sure, like we have so much time to kill, but yeah, sure, why not? I guess we can maybe start heading towards our gate. And friends, I'm just so glad that we had the feeling to do that, because what commenced was just cuckoo bananas, like so like confusing, confuddled,
Estupido.
Bamboozled. We talk about a dose of bamboozle. We were fully bamboozled because we had to, we're following the signs. We're like, okay, it says the gates that we need to go to are this way. Okay, let's head over. Then all of a sudden we end up in an area where, even though it's like we could just
get on the escalator, get straight on the escalator.
Get on the escalator. They're like, oh no. They've separated like with like, you know, those like extendable ropes or whatever. There were some people there and they're like directing us to those ropes, which was just, they were in like this huge zigzag formation. So we had to go through all of those.
Yeah, about like a quarter mile
then get to the escalator, even though there were people in front of us, sure, but there wasn't a line. There wasn't a line. So we were like, okay, we have to go through all of these. We can't just skip. Okay. So we walk through all of those, go down the escalator. And then there was a crowd. There was a crowd down there, and there was a separation between passports, between non-EU and EU passports. And you can just tell so many people were confused. And we know this not just because we could hear people saying that, but there were so many EU passport holders in the wrong line. Like, even they were like, wait, what? I can tell by
the language you're speaking and how you're dressed, and like, and also like I could just kind of take a sneak of the passport
you're holding. Yeah.
And I'm like, you're an EU citizen. Get out of this
line. Like, you do not need to be in this line. And I say that just because that's how confusing this line was, and like how like weird it was set up. Like, you could tell like even they had not experienced this at this airport. So then we go, and then again, this line is, by the way, this crowd, this line is to get to another escalator.
Yes, to get onto another escalator where there is a guard like only letting a certain amount of people onto that escalator. We finally get up to that escalator, and then there's this huge line just for passport control, just for them them to physically check our passports, and we're very used to the facial recognition stuff at this point, or just any, like, even if it is manual, it's pretty quick. And we stood in that line for at least 30 minutes. At least 30 full minutes. And this is when people had already thought they had gone through security. They've already like scanned their boarding pass. They've already like, you know, all the security. People thought they were just going straight to their gate, and people were losing their minds.
They were panicking.
Understood. In the line. Understood.
And all we kept saying was like, wow, we are so, like, we're cutting it kind of close, and we're so lucky that we like
that when we finally got through passport control and were released to actually get to our gate, people were running. And that's when you get through the you know, the like all the shops that are like duty free and stuff.
Yes, and we had
and they're everyone's just running through the shops. You know,
we're like, people are trying to like give you perfume samples, and
you're
people
just
are
like,
pushing them away. It's like it's like a movie. It's like Home Alone. It was just so intense.
It just felt
so
very
intense and so confusing for what felt like no reason. Because the airport itself, I didn't feel like it was actually that like crowded.
No.
And so they were using like Hartsfield Atlanta level crowd control tactics for like not that big of a crowd. Do you the people who have been to Atlanta Hartsfield, you know what I'm saying. So that was just that was just like such a weird thing to like kind of like start off the day with, and start the travel with, but thankfully like the flight was fine. Even connecting, I was like worried that it was going to be too short of a time because we were delayed a bit. No, it was very easy. I needed, even though I brought a carry-on, they told me like right at the gate that it's like, oh, that's too big, we're going to need to check it in. And I mean, at that point,
Nina's a carry-on girl. She wants that to be part of her identity, and
for whatever,
at this point, it's
and I'm just so like, I think at that point, I mean, I'm so not a, what would you even say? Like, I'm not a person that to like start not an argument, but start shit. Like when someone
start a fight.
I'm such a square. When someone of authority is like, oh, we can't bring that in, I'm just like, okay. I'm like, okay, fine. Especially, I'm just like, no part of me wants
starting fights at an airport. Customs, if you listen to our recap from a couple weeks ago when we got into India.
Exactly.
We witnessed someone starting a straight up fight.
Starting a fight.
Saying, talk to him. I want to talk to the manager at customs to get into India.
Yeah.
We're not doing that.
So I'm just not, I'm so not
Nina
an argumentative
allowed her
person.
carry-on to be checked.
I checked, yeah. And
evil. Which
was so chaotic evil. I should have said something. But the thing is, so after that long flight, we had to there was a connection in Charlotte where we actually had to get our checked in bags, and then
those are rerouted again.
And rerouted again. And I don't know why. I was just like, it's already checked in.
The bag didn't get to her.
Yeah, which is what I was getting to. It was like, Allison, let me get my story. They're layers.
I'm sorry.
Which is like, we had to like check those bags in again. And I guess in my head, I'm like, oh, it's already got the sticker. Like, I might as well check it in. Like, are they forcing me to this time? No. Which I should have like, I should have just carried it on. But I was thinking, I'm like, oh, it's all together. Like, sure. Like, okay, fine. We get on that short trip from Charlotte to Atlanta. Get to Atlanta, we go to the carousel, we find Allison's bags, and my bags are nowhere to be seen. I'm like, huh? And we're all like, huh, that's weird. Okay, let's maybe move closer to where like the entrance of where like the bags are. And what do I see but the gate going down? And I'm like, oh, that's it. There's no more bags on this flight. And just like
I had my bags, by the way.
Yeah.
They came out so fast.
So easy.
And I had two. I had two, and both of them
and just to
were
like
with me.
And that process of like going to like the bag, what was it called? Like the bag services office or something.
The dark corner.
So dark. And they're like, oh, it's not here. Like, oh, it might have gone here earlier, which I'm like, huh? How would it have gone here earlier? And they're like, really? It's not with these bags. I'm like, nope, it's not there. And so they said, oh, okay, well, have you received an email? Have you received an email about a delayed bag? I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm not checking but okay, sure. Checked my email. I got the email about the delayed bag. And they're like, oh, you can just go through, on the email, it should send you to a process of like when the bag does eventually get here to do like a free bag delivery. Well, so I don't have to go back to the airport pick it up. They'll actually send it through FedEx. I was like, oh, lovely. So I get back home. I decide before going to bed, I'm like, yeah, you know what? Actually, I'm going to just like do that email, fill that form now, and just like,
okay, this is the part of the story where I don't actually know where this is going.
So I get to the email, there's a button that says, oh, sign up here like for free bag delivery. Great. I click on that, and all that does is just show me that the bag was like eventually delivered, which by the way, like we arrived at like 8 p.m. The bag was delivered at like 12:30.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
So that's what the website was telling me. I'm like, okay, great. But there was not a single button to sign up for the free bag delivery. Nothing. I was bopping around. I'm like, wait, why won't this send me, like, it says to fill out a form, but nothing, no
so
form
an
is showing
awful
up.
Website design.
Exactly. Horrible. Because they kept mentioning a form, but there was no way to actually get to that form. Like there was no button, there was no link, nothing. So I was able somehow to like call up a number.
Oh God.
I think maybe I did eventually get. I think I literally called like American Airlines. I was like, okay, I guess I want the 1-800 number, and somehow was able to get connected, and got connected to a person who fully sounded AI. It like took me a second. I'm like, hello, is this a
hello, Nina?
Exactly. But
we
then
have your bag.
This person is like, okay, where's it? Thankfully, I still had my the bag sticker with the number and everything. Gave them all that information, yada yada, and they're like, oh yeah, well, do you have a file number? I'm like, a file? I'm like, do you mean the bag number? That's what I just gave you. And they're like, no. For you to do the free bag delivery, you need a file number.
What the fuck?
And I'm like, well, when I was at the bag office, they told me I could do this online. I never got a file number. And they're like, well, we're going to need a file number to like start the process. And I'm like, okay, well then how do I do it? And she's like, well, I'll do a complimentary file number now for you. I'll fill out that process now.
You're
and I'm like, okay, what's this? I'm like, what is this theater? What is this?
This is American Airlines.
Okay, so you're just doing the process.
I want to shout out.
Yeah. That was American Airlines. That was American Airlines. Yeah. And so I'm like, oh my God, like it was just this like extra drama. I'm like, oh, okay, so you can't do it. So they could do it. I'm like, okay. And thankfully, yes, I was able, she did this process, yada, yada. I got my file number, and yes, and my luggage is eventually getting delivered to me in 2 to 3 business days. So at the end of the day, I'm getting my stuff back. That's fine.
I'm like,
holy crap.
The trick of,
I was doing all this at like 2 in the morning.
You don't have it? Okay, well, I'll do it complimentary for you. I want to use that in my own life. It's like good psychological torture to just put people through. Yeah.
To make them
sweat.
Yeah, make them sweat a little bit for like an act of service that is just actually always just done for free and complimentary, but just making them feel like, I guess I'll do that. Like, don't worry, I'll do it for you. Like, I got this. Don't worry. So. And I did all of that. Like, this was all happening. This phone call was happening at like 1:30 in the morning.
Oh my God.
Or this morning.
Chaotic evil, truly.
So that was chaotic evil. Yes. So I needed to mention that, even though I personally feel lawful good about being back home and all that. That was just an experience I had to share with the fans. I had to share with the listeners, and to call out American Airlines for putting a girl through this at the end of like a 20-hour travel day. But that's enough about me. Allison, how are you feeling aligned?
I am feeling aligned. Well, I was going to say 2 things. Neutral evil and lawful good. But we already discussed how we are lawful good travelers. Yes. So that was my lawful good piece.
Oh, cute.
So now I can descend into the neutral evil.
Do it.
Of the club scene of this world.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So
tell
to bring it back before airplane travel. We are in Barcelona. Mm-hmm. I am with my Ninita and 3 other great friends. Mm-hmm. Girls are out on the town.
Having the time of our lives.
We went to an amazing seafood restaurant, shared a fish, shared some sides, went to a pet nat bar, had some glasses of wine. And then I was like, there is no chance that these girls are going to go out clubbing with me, because I am the one out of the friend group. Okay, I love a dance club. Yeah. I love a dance party. Yeah. I love loud music. I love being in a crowd of people, and I love to dance. It has nothing to do with picking up people. I am married. It has nothing to do really with even like getting like, you know,
messed up or like substances.
Yeah. Really, it has nothing to do with that. I mean, I probably that night had like 2 or 3 drinks at that point, and I was like ready to go. Because it is seriously all. You
love the experience.
I just love that experience, but I feel like a fucking weirdo for it because like no one else in my life gets it. Because we're like in our 30s, we're like, love it. We love to chill out at like a bar or two. And then, you know, get home at not like a crazy early hour, but, you know, get home by like midnight, 1 a.m. And I'm kind of like, I could go till 5.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go out alone in this like place I don't know. And so I was like, just like preparing for everyone to be like, and it's bedtime. And I was like, I'm not going to actually force any, like, I'm not going to force anybody. But one angel friend of ours, our Tulsi was like, you know what, Allison, we're going. We're gonna because do this. That is it's like that's your rainbow's end, and we've got to like see it through for you in Barcelona. And so everyone else departed, and then Tulsi and I started walking towards Le Club. And I had done some light research before this on club choices. And I was trying to pick out something, thinking that you guys were all going to join me, that would be like a nice medium, of it, as in like not too like intense techno, that it was going to like hurt y'all. Which is like, I want to be hurt by intense techno.
Yeah, and Allison's being so kind. Yeah, I'm looking for this other, because that is what Allison wants. That is what you want, is like the deep techno, and that's
dark
beautiful.
Rave basement, like well, Nina heard some of it the next morning, because, you know, I'll just preface it by this night did not go how I expected. And then the morning after, I was like, well, I'm now going to blast the music I would have rather have listened to. So Nina got a dose of it and probably is still, has symptoms.
I love it. That. It's just like a wonderful window into like the inside of your mind. I'm like, oh, this is like what's going on.
This is, yeah. I do not like chill music at all, ever. Really, just it's never I never want it. Anyway, so the previous episode that we broadcasted from Barcelona, we were making all these big statements on how safe Barcelona is. Yes. Everyone's so silly. We're not being naive, like we're being like, you know, cautious of our bags and stuff, but we're just enjoying ourselves. Enjoying our time, yeah. We are out taking photos with this phone in our hand. We're shopping. We have shopping bags and never had like a weird moment. No one's even acting weird.
No, no one's brushing up against us.
Because a lot of it is like you just pick up a vibe that things are getting weird. Well, things are getting weird as Tulsi and I were headed to the club. Yep. Because seriously, there were like ghoulish men, like dark ghoulish figures, every single corner, every couple feet, wearing all black hoodie up, even like scarves around their face, as in like to not be ID'd. And they obviously were not like hitting the town for some fun. They weren't going into any bars or restaurants. No, they were like just like standing there. I'm like, why are you just standing there? So then I was like holding my bag so tight, and I'm thinking in my head like, I just want everything to go fine, but I also want to. Anyway, we get to the club, fine, but I'm already kind of got my guard up a little bit. Yeah, we get into the club, and the reason why I picked it earlier is because they kind of have a live music component to it, and I'm like, oh, that could be fun, like, you know, like kind of like live Latin music, or even like live music with like drums and saxophones, but still very loud and still dancing. And so we get in there, and it's like literally like the last like 5 minutes of their like live music set, which I would say was like kind of average, but I was like, I could do this, and then it ends,
and then it's done,
and then they start packing up, because another thing that they promised about Barcelona is that people like to stay out late.
Yes,
this was like it wasn't even 1 a.m. at this point.
It wasn't.
And the like live music part of the night, which was like the only maybe good thing, was already getting packed up and left. And then at that point, it was just disco for the rest of the night. But not disco music.
No.
Because I love disco music. It was the shitty American music that I've been listening to my whole life.
From like 2011. I mean,
we live in a college town.
Yes.
I went to college in a big party college town. I have heard, you know, under my umbrella, Ella, I've heard that song enough times. I've heard the 50 Cent song a million times. It was playing like Blink 182,
so
like
weird.
the lamest, oldest, stupidest music.
Yeah.
And it's like all these, and then the people in the club were stupid too.
Yeah.
Well, they were like young and silly and being like, it's like people who, they're like still young enough to be like, wow, I'm out.
Exactly.
And
wow. Oh, I'm drinking.
Oh my gosh, I'm having an alcoholic drink and the
Woo!
music's loud and the
Yeah.
lights are low. I'm really like living life, and I'm just like, yeah,
Honey.
I've been round that block
Yeah.
before. I'm looking for a new experience. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then people weren't even dancing.
Ugh, I hate that. I mean, I just hate the whole thing. Yeah.
And so it's like
all that's horrible stuff inside, and then the ghouls outside.
the ghouls outside.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's a double header.
And I'd say there was even some ghouls in the club.
In the club. I bet there were.
You know, and it's like I need good music. I need people dancing. I need the lighting to be good, and I need to feel safe.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm like, Tulsi, screw this. Like, let's leave.
Mm-hmm.
When we're leaving, a huge line is forming.
That's right.
For this
Yes.
club. And I'm like, why would a line form for this bullshit? Why? And I'm thinking in my head, what if they are changing the music to something better? Like, switch the playlist. And so we get out. We try to go to another club. That doesn't work. Literally ghouls everywhere. I'm like, let's just get back to that club because they do have like security out front.
Yeah.
And maybe the music has changed. We go back in. The music hasn't changed. At that point,
Yeah.
we call an Uber and literally stand physically next to the security guard until our Uber is 1 minute away, and then we dash to the street to then run immediately into the Uber. And we get home safely. So it's fine. But yeah, I really want this experience.
I know.
I don't feel like I'm asking
it.
for something crazy.
You're not. You're gonna have this experience. I think what we learned from this from what you went through that night is that maybe your next like big trip, it needs to be focused on having this experience instead of like being something that we like tack on.
Yeah.
Or that's like, oh yeah, like you're going to, I don't know, name anywhere. Like, oh, you're going to this city to see this and the monuments and this.
Well,
and
it's
that,
like
and
you would go to
maybe try out a
Paris. You
club.
would go to
Yeah.
Paris to see
Yeah.
all the monuments, all the art museums, all the amazing food and
it's like,
drinking.
oh, we're out.
And it's like,
Let's
I bet there's a
try.
great club scene in Paris.
I bet there is.
But yeah, it's like tacking it on at the end. Will
Yeah.
we actually do it? No, I think I need to go to
that
Berlin.
needs to be like you need to go to
And
Berlin,
I
and
need-
that's like the focus of the trip in Berlin is to like, okay, we are here
to dance.
to dance.
To dance.
The house down.
Dance the house down for as many hours as it will take.
Exactly.
Until I'm spent, until I'm like, I've done enough.
And also there's not this like, oh, but we're trying to make the most of like every day, every night. So then it's like, oh, you're out all day, it's like, that's exhausting. It's like,
Yes.
no, we're here like to go out at night and like for us to be the focus. So then when you know what I mean? So when you sleep in or whatever, or have like a chill day because you had such a big night, it's not this like guilty, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
exactly. There's not any guilt attached
part
to it.
of it is like,
no,
we have to be
dance.
up by like 8 a.m. the next morning to get to the next travel thing,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. So anyway, that was my neutral evil. And I feel it's like,
Yeah.
I have notes on that. So thank you, Nina, for humoring me in this journey of my life.
Oh no, I'm so excited for you, and I'm so excited for you to
telling-
get your experience.
I was telling Nina, it's okay. So I saw the movie Trainspotting.
Yes.
Probably when I was in high school or something.
And which I haven't seen yet. It's
a
a blind
great
spot
movie.
of mine.
I am not talking about. I am not romanticizing heroin use at all. What I am romanticizing
Is that club scene?
there is this club scene. Renton. Anyway, the main character guy. He goes to London. And he's like off heroin, and he's in the club still, because like you can still go to the club and you're not like doing drugs anymore. And it's just this incredible like London club. Everyone's dancing. There's this girl standing next to him that she's just like losing her mind dancing. She's got a water bottle in her hand and she's just going for it.
I love that.
And I was like,
that's you. Like,
I was
that's
like, I saw her and I was like, that's me. And I could literally be in that dancing club state for
hours and hours.
Forever. My lifetime. And so I've been trying to find that moment of my
in
life.
like these different places. But exactly, no, I think that's gonna be like the
and I
focus.
still haven't had it. I'm 32 and I still haven't had it. I've had some great dance parties.
Yes,
I've had some great almost there, but not quite.
Yeah,
not quite.
And I'm so excited for you to get there. Well, I think I think we've talked enough about our alignment and the many ways that we've been bamboozled.
Yes.
So maybe I think we need to talk about
time for that Survivor recap.
Heck yeah.
Okay, well, let's get into it. That huge dose of bamboozlement, which was our Jawan, our Uncle Jay, our true Uncle Jay.
That's right, true Uncle Jay.
He is my only Uncle Jay.
Yeah, that's the only one that I will ever call Uncle Jay.
So yeah, Jawan got voted out. He's on the jury now with Alex, MC, and Nate. And it turns out he's the 4th Black person of color voted out in a row on the jury.
Yep. Yeah. It's just, yeah, it's not a great feeling. It's not a great feeling when you look at all of that together, you know? And I can see, I mean, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk strategy. We're going to talk about maybe why people voted that way and their thinking towards doing that. But we kind of talked this a little while. I brought this up like a little while back when we talked about MC.
Well, when MC got voted out and part of MC was already aware of the Black people being voted out, and the reason why she came to Jawan with that information a couple episodes ago and was trying to bring him in was to like save him, and then she ended up not being saved. I listened to Jawan's exit interview.
Oh yeah.
And he said he was like, he really feels bad about the MC vote because before Savannah the Hot Grim Reaper arrived on that boat, he was like, okay, we're going to get all these votes on Sophie, Yellow Sophie, because she threw out my name as the Hinky vote. And let's go for her. Thank you very much, MC, for sharing that information with me. And then the fear of God was put in him. Yeah. When Savannah got there. Yeah. And he got scared. And he said he smashed that red button, which was anybody but me. Exactly. And that caused MC to go. Yeah. And he said he felt bad about it. But he also said like the reason he was playing was to win the $1 million and to support his family. And he's like, and I am broke paying LA bills. Yeah. So yes, I want to like protect and root for, and you know, the optics outside of the game do matter for me, but also it's like I'm trying to win the $1 million myself.
Exactly. And that's what I do want to give people grace. I am not out here calling the Survivor contestants racist. Like, no, there is so much going on, but we need to. I just wanted
to say it.
Yeah, exactly.
And bring it to light. Absolutely. And just recognize that it's really unfortunate to see some of these great players and players of color being voted out one by one.
So. Exactly. Yeah. And I think, and I kind of brought this up where I feel like people feel really icky bringing it up and feel really icky about like what that means about them. And again, like I'm not calling any of these people out or any of these contestants for what they're doing. Exactly. When you're on an island, you haven't eaten, you're pressing the red button. I really don't think these people are like, we're gonna focus on the people of color in this. I don't think that. I think it is just like, the thing about Survivor is just like we have a lot of things living in our subconscious, and of course we can strategize the day away of why we vote the people that we vote out, but I do think it's like worth mentioning, and I'm glad you brought it up, like the fact that it's 4 straight, like in a row, for people of color that have been voted out, and it's okay to bring it up. And if anything, I feel like maybe the more that people talk about it, the more we can be like, okay, then why do we have this subconscious like thing? Because I feel like
also like a lot of the votes out on Survivor, they do have a strategic reason behind them, but then there's those deeper subconscious reasons of like,
why don't I trust this person?
Who do you feel most comfortable with? Who do you feel distrustful of? Who do you like, even though you have spent 19 days with all of these people, who do you just feel like that tighter with?
Exactly.
And not with the others. Explore that.
And just explore that. And exactly. Do people need to like explore that exactly like while they're on an island like eating bugs? No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying exactly this show
Explore
has been
that
on
in your own life.
In your own life, the show has been going on for years now. So like future contestants, like future people, like I don't know, like before you get on the show, let's just like let's do some like deep inner work. People that watch this show, let's do the inner work and like figure out like why we feel that way, why we feel comfortable with certain people, and like work towards changing that. You know, how wonderful would it be, like however many more seasons, future seasons, where we see that change? Like I just feel like that would be amazing as a viewer to see that. I don't know, just like I don't know, a lot of people talk about like changing the world in all these different like big ways, which are wonderful, but I think there is something to be said about, yes, watching what is considered silly reality TV, like candy cotton TV or something, and seeing what it says about our society and ourselves. Yeah. So that's our TED Talk.
That's our TED Talk.
That's our TED Talk for today.
The one point I'll add on to that is that so many people are like, I am playing with my gut. The one thing you have to do is listen to your gut. Sometimes listen to your gut and then have a little conversation with the gut.
Have the conversation, analyze it and
be like, why do I feel that way about that person? So we just wanted to shout out Jawan. So I feel like he was just a really great, compelling character for many reasons. I love that that beard, this
and as like the beard was growing, like doing this.
If you're watching us on YouTube, we're rubbing our chins, Jawan style. So this, a lot of times for tribal council, I don't have that many notes because it's a lot of like survivors like being on a ship, survivors like being on a school bus, survivors like a wave, survivors like, a mom telling her, it's just one metaphor after the other. And I'm kind of, but I had some notes.
Oh, okay.
I had some notes on this tribal council.
Oh, I'm excited.
So a couple things happened on this tribal council. So the way that Jawan got voted out is that, Sophie, Yellow Sophie, flipped on Jawan, Sage, Kristina, and Steven and voted with Sophie, Blue Sophie, Rizo, and Savannah. And then Savannah threw that extra vote. Yes. And that cinched it for Jawan. Yeah. And on the other side, they were secure enough that they felt like they could even split the vote up a little bit. So, Steven, Sage, and Jawan voted for Savannah, hoping it was going to really land on Savannah. And then Kristina threw one vote on Rizo, just in case an idol was played on Savannah. Yeah. At least one vote was going to be on Rizo, and they didn't have to do some kind of like re-voting type of thing. Yeah. And thinking also Kristina played her idol on Steven, because that was like the thinking of like, okay, Kristina plays the idol on Steven. Maybe Rizo plays the idol on Savannah, Rizo goes out. Or Rizo doesn't play the idol on Savannah, Savannah goes out. So that the extra vote and one real idol play was done. And then there was one not so real
fake idol played. What
so
the heck?
We're gonna go more into the extra vote decision because it was a very good choice of Savannah to do. Yeah, because they got some good information of like, we're pretty sure Kristina has an idol. We could go for Kristina, but why would we? Because we don't really see her as that much of a threat in the game. Yellow Sophie clocked that. Yeah. And then they're like, what if Kristina plays the idol on Steven? Then our votes on Steven would go away. Oh, why not punish the flip-floppers?
Exactly.
That Yellow Sophie has outed, and let's go for Jawan or Sage. So that was a very correct play for the extra vote. What I want to talk about, though, is the theater we witnessed of Rizo and Savannah.
My goodness.
So Rizo, Kristina plays the idol on Steven, and then Rizo is like, hey, Jeff, 1 second. And we're like, okay, here we go. Rizo is going to play his idol, and he stands up.
Which I thought when he was doing his whole thing, I thought he was going to maybe play it for himself.
Yeah, very
and
possibly.
That's what, like,
and
the
Jawan
big
is
thing
like,
was.
play it. Yes. And so Rizzo's like, Jeff, can I talk to the class? And I'm like,
talk to the class.
I'm like, okay, like let's go. Let's talk to the class. If I was playing with him, I'd be like, oh, this kid is gonna stand up here and lecture me. So he does his little spiel to the class, And then he says, Jeff, I'm going to play this on Savannah. And then Jeff goes, this is not a real idol. What? And he's like,
we lose it, they lose it.
He's like,
we're like,
yeah.
Gotcha.
And the thing is that Jawan knows he has a real idol because Rizzo got the Barrera advantage their camp. And Jawan is like, no, like, dude, play the real thing. Play the real thing. And Rizzo's like, no. And honestly, it felt like Rizzo at the beginning of Tribal Council was saying that he believes Tribal Council is a show, and he's intending to be a showman. Tribal Council, where death happens. That's how he was phrasing it. And no, I think he actually just did it to embarrass Jawan.
Yeah.
And just twist it a little bit deeper.
Twist the knife deeper.
And the thing that bothered me the most out of all of this, and yeah, it's like, was it, we'll get into if it was a good play or not. Yeah. But with the fake idol. But I would say playing the extra vote and them targeting Jawan or Sage and, you know, Rizzo, Sophie and Savannah reigning still being dominating in the game. For Rizzo and Savannah, very good for them. And so I'll give them their flowers for that. The theater I would say I didn't love the most is the moment the votes were read out for Jawan. Rizzo shoots up, stands up, and is like, Rizzo, I got you. And you flipped on me once, and I wasn't going to allow it, so I flipped on you. And puts his hand out and wants a handshake. And Jawan is so sweet that he accepts the handshake, and he's so nice. And Savannah's like, I love you, Jawan, and gives him a big hug. And I'm like, you don't. You said you wanted to throw him off a cliff.
Yeah. Yeah, Savannah's been wanting to throw Jawan off a cliff for like a while. Yeah. Since he accidentally put all those leaves in her bag.
Yeah, and Jawan said that like he was so bamboozled, you could say. Yeah. He was just so like kind of overwhelmed by the whole process.
Of course, yeah.
That he was just like saying, I love you guys and hugging and stuff. And then as he was walking away, he was like, actually him throwing that fake idol was like, it was embarrassing and kind of mean.
Yeah. Because
he would have rather have been voted out with him playing that real idol. Yeah. Instead of like a joke that's a show. Yeah. But you know, it's people playing for that Survivor 50 slot, I think. Yes. Making that big show, doing that thing. So it's like some people really love it because they've been begging for villains to be back and they want something to talk about. And the thing is like, I was thinking about that too. It's like I don't want a boring tribal council, but yeah, I think like the heart inside me is a little like, don't do that to Jawan.
I felt that Allison, I feel the exact same way. I know we were just talking about wanting contestants with edge.
I know.
And then these people come with edge and I'm like, oh, exactly. My heart, I'm just like, oh, that feels so bad. That actually like that makes me feel in my heart, in my soft insides, so bad. And talking about twisting a knife, and what I felt twisted the knife even more, I'm gonna bring it up, was Savannah.
Oh yeah.
As the counts are being
as the votes
are coming in, and Jeff, and we're seeing it's like right how they always do it. It's like they're making it like between Jawan and Savannah, right? They're reading each one off, right? To be like, oh no, it's 2, no, it's 3 to go. And Savannah is knowing full well. Savannah's out here knowing full well that she's not going anywhere, that Jawan is getting voted out, and she's looking at Jawan. She could have, you know what I mean? Like she could have said it to somebody else. She could have said it to, I mean, it was like Sage, like any, but no, she goes to Jawan and she looks over to Jawan. It's like, oh my God, are you voting for me? Did you vote for me? Did you do this?
And Jawan nods.
And Joe, I'm also like, Jawan, don't say anything. But
he says nods, yes, and then Jeff keeps reading the votes, and it dawns on Jawan that he's the one going home, and then this devilish little gleam lights up in Savannah's eyes, and she cackles.
Yeah,
right in front of his face. Yeah,
yeah, and it's just like, I'm sorry, it's another example of Savannah cannot help herself. Yeah. It reminds me also of when it was her against Sophie in like one of those like an immunity challenge, maybe. Yeah, an immunity challenge where they're holding up that thing, and Savannah cannot help herself and is just fully like egging like Sophie on, giving her crap, just being like, I'm not even tired. You know that, right? Like, I'm not letting go. You know that, right? And this was an episode where they were even talking. They were possibly like gonna be like voting together or something. And even with like and she could not help herself. And I feel like this is just another example of Savannah. I'm sorry, like there is something in Savannah that this little ghoul inside of her. Hey, we all have our ghouls inside of us. By all means, I'm not a perfect person. We all have our little ghouls, and like something about being on Survivor, you know, talk about that subconscious again. Like she cannot help herself but say something. And maybe Rizzo too after this theater. Like maybe there's something about Rizzo. Like he cannot help himself.
Into the voting booth and was like, I love this. I'm going to talk to my classroom. I'm going to shoot up and I'm going to make this big statement and I'm going to shake. He's like already had scripted in his head how he's going to shake Jawan's hand at the end just to be like, I fucking served you.
Yeah.
And so we want edge and now we're getting it. But I maybe there will be a point later on where I'll love it more. But I think I think also the edit, we all have just fallen in love with Jawan.
Yeah. And his sweet little smile and his overalls, and yeah, it's tough.
And
it was
I
tough
also
to see.
really love Sage too.
I like Sage
and
too,
so I'm very interested to see the warpath that she'll be going on after this. What did you think of Sophie, Yellow Sophie? They let her have Rizzo and Savannah. They both wanted Sage out of the two flip-floppers, but they're like, you know what? We are depending on Yellow Sophie for this vote. She's the one that came to us with this information that they are flipping on us. Let's have her decide. And Yellow Sophie decides that she wants to go for Jawan because she thinks he is a jury threat. What did you think about Yellow Sophie's decision?
I guess I'm just kind of confused because and you'll probably have more to say about this. I guess like like not playing the middle, but I guess like being connected with Rizzo and Savannah. I don't know, because I'm just like,
you're questioning why she even flipped to begin with?
Yes, I think so, because I'm just like, Sophie, Savannah is your biggest threat. Rizzo, you don't think? Or what do you think?
The few things that I think about this is that what I really come back to is that reward challenge that Yellow Sophie is not on, and when that other tribe got split off the MC vote.
Oh yeah, okay.
And Steven and Kristina were like, I bet Yellow Sophie's gonna get voted out. I bet she is.
Yeah.
And she, she has no game awareness, and it's like essentially they had played every day with her, side by side with her, and they were very blasé about like, we don't care if Sophie goes. And she picked up on that the next day from Kristina.
Yes,
no, MC's gone. How could it be? I think the moment Yellow Sophie did not want immunity again, they were going to be like ready to vote her out. Gotcha. And they just weren't. They didn't see her as a useful player when like Yellow Sophie is a very capable, smart, interesting, strong.
So strong. She is out here killing these challenges.
Yes.
Which is another reason I love watching Survivor. I mean, all of us, everybody watching this show, and even these contestants, like for the longest time when we started this recap, we were like, who the heck is this Sophie? Who is this Sophie? Like, we're not hearing from her. Who the heck is she? And she is out here like winning challenges, making plays. Like, maybe I don't always, I don't know if I agree with her plays because of my personal emotional feelings, not because she's playing badly by any means. No, she's playing like really well.
No, I think at that point, I think if someone spends so much time with me and then they still completely underestimate me, I would not want to play with them.
You're right.
And Rizzo and Savannah
are fully out here like
see her as a very valuable player, and are even giving her like the autonomy of like, hey, we think differently, but it's fine. You're going to choose. And however you choose, we're going to vote with you. I also think Yellow Sophie I think she is valid for worrying about jury threats, because she has been underestimated, and people just get this like thought of you in their heads.
Yeah,
and
it's really hard
you
to
think
change
about
that.
high school, it's like you get labeled as the nerd, the jock, the whatever, and that is kind of your like social clique label for the rest of high school.
Yeah, you're right.
Survivor is a very small game. I feel like people could very easily label you as something, and then are you going to be able to sway them enough if you get to the end that they really think that you deserve the $1 million? I think that's going to be very challenging for Yellow Sophie. So her worrying about the jury threat of people is important. Is Jawan a jury threat though? Because I'm thinking of the people. Nate.
And by jury threat, do you mean
the
like,
people?
What do you mean by that? Sorry.
No, it's all good. Will he get the most votes at the end?
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, as in like a jury threat, as in like the jury like
the
loves
jury
him and then puts all their votes on him.
I see.
As in like he's sitting at the end with Yellow Sophie and he beats Sophie. Okay. So to go through the jury members.
Yes.
Nate. I don't think he's gonna vote for Jawan because he never even told Jawan that he's a Marvel Hollywood producer when that is like Jawan's like literal like favorite thing in life, and he still like never was like I don't need to tell him that.
And he was so close with Savannah. I think Savannah was maybe his number one. And Savannah was so anti Jawan from the very beginning.
If Savannah ends up on the jury, she's not going to be voting for Jawan. No. MC maybe, but also she gave that information to Jawan to try to save him, and then he like took her out of the game.
Sorry.
So she might be better about that. Alex, I'm not sure because if Sophie is on the end of that jury, I think there's just other people who would vote for Jawan over that. Yeah. So I just feel like, was Jawan a real jury threat? No. Was he very loved and likable? Yes. But when I examine it, I'm like, maybe Steven is more of a jury threat possibly, which is the person that she was kind of waffling between. However, I feel like the biggest kind of issue of the day is Sage pretty much telling Yellow Sophie that Kristina had an idol, because I think Sage was always going to tell Yellow Sophie the plan because they had already voted together. They thought they were aligned. Like, it's just natural that she was going to hear that plan. But when they learned about Kristina's idol and they're like, oh, I bet she's going to play it on Steven, that's what then turned it on Sage or Jawan. So Sage, moving forward into the next episode,
I just wrote in my notes, I'm scared for you, girl.
Well, yeah, I think all of the minorities should be scared because right now we have Rizo still with a real idol, Savannah, Sophie with a knowledge is power, and Yellow Sophie. Assuming that they're going to be in the same voting block, we have that in the majority 4, and then in the minority we have Kristina, Sage, and Steven.
Yeah.
So I think if Steven doesn't win immunity, he's in very much danger because I feel like he's almost like a safe get out. And then also, Sage, I think okay, so essentially they have. The minority has 3, and they need one more person to vote with them to have the majority over Rizo, Savannah, and Sophie. Yeah. I still think the person they have the most potential with is Yellow Sophie.
Oh, I feel like
Yellow Sophie might be a flip-flopper through the whole merge.
I feel that way too. And if we're forecasting a little bit, I freaking hope they don't keep splitting the vote.
Well, I don't know if they can at this point. I mean, they need
that's what I'm worried about, Allison. I'm thinking of a particular person who is extremely
Kristina.
Sweet. Yes. Who is dead. Again, you're a lovely person. Please don't take this personally. If anybody listens to this, please. But Kristina always seems dead set on splitting the vote every single time. And, I mean, this has happened. This is in other seasons too. This is not, by all means, this is not just her. And we talked about this where it's like, it feels like one of these things, right? Survivor's been on for a long time. There's been some amazing plays out there. And it feels like one of those things where it's like, they did that maybe like once or twice and it like killed and it was amazing. And now it feels almost like this thing was like, oh, so we have to split the vote. So now we have to split the vote. And it's like, no, we don't have, that's just a play that you can possibly do, but it almost feels like everyone feels like, oh, we've got to do this.
Yeah, it's,
so I really hope.
I would say it's a calculated risk in the game. I think there are like areas where you can't, times when you can split the vote, but everything's a calculated risk. I wanted to go over a couple other things from the episode.
Yes, let's do it.
So in the immunity challenge that we had, rice negotiations.
Yes, that's right.
Were put back on the table and they were shot down. Yeah, so Jeff has been doing this like since the new era. He like proposes the rice negotiations. Kristina, to my surprise, was like, absolutely not, Jeff. I thought she was maybe gonna go for it.
I thought so too. Because earlier, do we want to talk about that now? Her in like the previous challenge.
Yeah, we can talk about that. Yeah,
which is that our beautiful, wonderful Kristina had a little bit of a mentee bee before the other challenge. Because obviously Survivor's like very, very tough, and it was, and I think after that last tribal council, Kristina was just feeling very unmoored. She says, she's like, I can't trust anybody. And it's like that tug of war of like feeling like survive, like the Survivor betrayal versus the personal betrayal, right? So this idea of like, people are, we're gamers, we're contestants, this is a game where only one person can win, we are all out for ourselves, and while you're like, your brain knows that, like Kristina was obviously feeling like very personally hurt about the way that the votes were going, which is extremely understandable. I mean, we're talking about like how we were feeling hurt about like Jawan getting voted out, and we're not even there. So even though we could talk strategy, we're still like, oh, but I personally hated that. So Kristina was just like like having a moment, and just before the challenge, and just like, broke down, started crying, and she just said, she's like, I want my mom. I need my mom here. I feel so alone. I feel really alone, and I want nothing more than to be with my mom. And
her mom has passed, so even if in different circumstances, she still wouldn't have her mom in that.
It was, of course, that extra layer of grief. Well, Jeff has said, I feel like a lot of tough stuff this season where I've been like, why'd you need to say that? Thankfully, he's been doing this for years, and he said a wonderful thing, which was just to say, tell us about your mom. Tell us a little bit about me. I really want to hear about her. And Kristina said all these like wonderful, amazing things. Talked about how when they had the funeral service for her, the place was so packed, like there were people outside the church. Like that's how many people she touched and like cared for her. I mean, like all these wonderful things. And I'm glad Jeff then said, well, like you even saying that, you talking about your mom, like don't you feel like, and her like supporting you and loving you, like you are, after talking about this, like you are like 5 times stronger now for like accepting that grief, feeling that grief, and like, and remembering her and like moving forward. And I thought that was a beautiful moment.
And he asked her, what would your mom say if she was here with you? And she would say, you got this, baby girl, keep going.
You got it.
Which I was like, thank God, because I did not want to see Kristina quit.
Which while we were watching the episode, we got very scared.
We did get very scared. But yeah, she got through the challenge. Yeah, she like found her way over that balance beam.
We were yelling, hug that beam.
Hug that beam.
Hug that beam. You've got this.
To the point later in the rice negotiations, she's like, I don't even need rice.
So that was a wonderful moment.
She got all that inner strength.
I got this.
Yeah, Jawan tried to do a little negotiation. Jeff was asking for 3 people to give up their rice. And Jawan said, what about you give us half the rice and only 2 of us? Which I thought actually was a pretty good barter. I thought it was pretty good. Yeah. Was a pretty good barter. And Jeff says, nope. And then he's like, and actually, the negotiation's over. You guys have pretty much already told me what you need to tell me here. Because, Rizo also was like, I can get rice in 7 days. I can get any food I want in 7 days, but I'm only in this moment I'm going to have a 1 in 8 shot of winning immunity. So I wonder if they're even going to bring up rice negotiations again in the future. And then Sophie, Yellow Sophie, does end up winning the immunity challenge. We've already praised her strength. I feel like her immunity challenge was also, her win was prophetic, because during the reward she's like, this might be my $1 million burger. This might be the burger that gives me the energy to win the next challenge. And she does.
And I just wanted to talk about that part of the challenge where they had to go through the tube. That tube that then teeter-totters down, and you could just see everybody just like bonking their. I was very worried I'm like, this does not seem safe actually at all. It made me think of the game Mousetrap, that board game.
Yes.
Where I felt like that whole board game, I don't even remember how you play it. Because the setup was so crazy. I remember as a kid just setting it up, going through it once, and that was it. Like, I don't think I ever played that game. But it made me think of that board game.
Yeah, and they're just like bouncing, like the tube is like bouncing on the ground, and they're like, this is our first time ever running it. I'm like, yeah,
maybe run it a couple more times.
Yeah, that one looked a little scary. I was a little annoyed about it, the immunity challenge ending with another logo puzzle. I just have seen the logo puzzle several times. Yeah. Thank
you, next.
But Steven was pretty close, but then Yellow Sophie made it out.
She was focused. That burger like made her focus, and she lasered in on that puzzle and just ran through it. It was great to see. It was great to see. Sorry, I love seeing a girl winning these challenges.
Well, I wanted to give a shout out to the dominating women on this season.
Hell yeah.
Jawan gave a shout out to them during his exit press. He was like, the podcaster, Rob has a podcast. Love you guys. He asked Jawan if he had anything else to say. And he's like, I just want to say, do you guys see how fierce the women are on this season? Because now we are down to only 2 boys.
That's right.
Because there was 3 boys on a bench, 3 boys on a bench, 3 boys on a bench, and now there's 2 boys.
Yeah,
2 boys left. No, that was after they're like after the reward challenge, hanging out, that downtime.
Yeah, it was very cute.
Rizzo had his like little soprano moment.
Yes, yeah, he sang
a little Justin Bieber, waxing poetic.
It was adorable. It seemed just 3 little sweet boys sitting on a bench, singing. It was a very cute moment.
Yeah. Another Jawan shout out is after they lost the reward challenge, and everyone's like feeling it. Yes. Rizzo has his emotional moment. It reminded me of when I was trying to book those train tickets, and I just started crying for no reason because I just was like, everything's hard and it's not going my way, and I'm overwhelmed and I'm tired and I'm hungry, and now I'm weeping. Yeah. And knowing I'm okay.
And we're fine.
But I need to cry. And I was like, that was Rizzo in that moment. And Jawan was like, yeah, back home, I'm a caregiver. And everyone's just sitting around like their cat died or something. And what I would do if I was at home is I'd bust out the snacks. But here on Survivor, I'm going to go fishing.
That's right.
So he had his fishing moment. He's like, I'm no Aussie. I'm just this small black nerd from South Jersey. Yeah. But I'm going to go out in that ocean and I'm going to give it a shot. And he does catch little baby fish.
And he catches a little baby fish. Good on you. He got miles farther away than Rizzo.
Yeah, the flippers actually made their way into the ocean. So another thing I wanted to bring up was the Scottish, or the Scottish, the Scottish. Wait, how do I do my Scottish accent?
Scottish. Just another example of us trying to do an accent.
You know what? And it's okay that I'm not good at accents, so maybe I should just stop trying. But have you guys noticed the inundation with Scottish music?
Yes.
With the bagpipe music.
People, what is going on? What is this? Yeah.
I feel like there's Fiji. A Scottish producer that's like in the editing room that's like, play that Scottish track.
Play those bagpipes.
Play those bagpipes again. Even during like Jeff's like apply to be on Survivor. He even had like
like he's a little leprechaun. Like it's a little like this, and then dainty.
The Scottish music was going. So just wanted to say, I've heard it.
Yeah. And it's jarring enough that we're noticing it and we're talking about it on the podcast. Like it needs to be said. Well, and I'll say this also, that this is also an episode that reminds me why I love Survivor so much, which was from the beginning of the episode to the end, like I had no idea who was going to be in trouble, you know? So it was this, I love, it was just so, it really was a very exciting episode. And it was like when it's bouncing between contestants like that, on like who's gonna like, okay, we're kind of focusing on this, like maybe this person is in danger, okay, well then this, okay, now this thing happened, so actually it's better for my game to actually get this it's wonderful.
I will say, like, I'm having these like personal reactions to Rizo and Savannah twisting the knife and being just so gleeful about it. I'm having like personal like reactions, but what I love about this episode and some of the recent votes is that it's not a pile-on.
Yes,
and that there are factions. Yellow Sophie described the factions before. Like, I've got this faction that's like, we gotta go for Savannah. Sage was so gung-ho about Savannah. Sage is she had that vote for Shannon that landed, but since that, she has not been able to get her way on a single vote since then. And I know she's fed up about it right at this point. And I just love that there is like a team against Savannah. There's a team that's for Steven, but then instead of Steven, let's go for the flip-floppers.
Exactly.
So so I am glad that there are those like contingents. And a lot of people, you know, the middle players are dwindling, because I would say Yellow Sophie is a middle player, Sage was a middle player, Jawan was a middle player, and so I would say that Steven and Kristina have been on one side, and then
Savannah and Rizo on the other,
and Sophie.
Oh, Sophie, you're right.
So, but now like the middle players are shrinking, and so I wonder how it's all gonna duke out, and how it's gonna shake out.
Is Sage finally gonna get her way again next episode?
I think Sage can chat with her best chances for chat is pulling for someone for a chat is Sophie. Yellow Sophie or Blue Sophie.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Because she had some good chats with Blue Sophie as well.
That's true. You're right.
But I don't think she has any interest or pull with Rizo or Savannah.
Zero.
So I don't think she's even gonna bark up that tree.
No.
But I think she could possibly have some sway with Sophie Squared. Also the idol, and yes, Kristina played her idol, so there should be another idol.
Yes, that's right.
Put back into the game.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Oh my god, we didn't even talk about that. Yes.
So there is going to be a chance to find an idol. Hopefully our final girl takes a little rest day after her victory. Oh my god, we're talking about Savannah.
Oh yes,
and they not one of those three.
And it was mentioned in this episode. I forget who said it. Sorry, but someone says like Savannah's most vulnerable when she's most comfortable. So let's hope that our final girl is feeling boop 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 very comfortable.
Oh my gosh! Remember that moment when Savannah was talking to Kristina earlier this episode,
and she was with those eyes again. Sorry, those eyes again.
And she's like, well, who are you voting for? And Kristina about crawls out of her skin.
Yeah, buckles under the pressure. She can't handle it. And I'm just like, oh my, it's so.
And she literally goes, I need a second. Can you give me a second? And Savannah's like,
well,
sorry,
why do you need a second?
This is how I talk strategy. And Kristina's like, yeah, I know. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like, you're making me uncomfortable.
Yeah. Which is, it's fascinating to see just like such different personalities almost like try to interact with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a wonderful scene. It was just so interesting to see those, because I don't know if we've ever actually seen the two of them talk. Just the two of them.
Well, not really. I mean,
really. Yeah.
Savannah did a very good job of cheering Kristina through that reward challenge.
Yes.
Because I do think like Savannah is a good person.
Yes.
I think she's a fine person. I don't know her personally. But
she has it within her. Okay, so I'll say this. So, right, she has it within her to be like ghoulish, but I also want to say she also has it within her to be supportive and to be a great teammate. So I also want to put that out there. I'm not trying to pile on Savannah, a final girl. Last thing I want to do is have a final girl.
Well, I do like the strategy of being like, who are you voting for?
Yeah.
Like, so, being straight
so you want to be,
not
so you're asking me who I'm voting for. Okay, then who are you voting for? Because I think that's what wasn't Kristina asking her that? So I did think that was funny. It's like, Kristina.
It's like, if we're
be ready.
If we're really going to talk strategy, the real strategy is, who are we putting the names down on? And if we're just going to dance around it, I'm assuming this isn't a real conversation.
Exactly.
Which, and guess what? It isn't. Like, you've told me all I need to know. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And that's a good player right there. It was just, that was a very fun scene, I've got to say. But yeah, well, I think that's all we have for this recap.
Yes.
Thank you all so much for listening. Just wanted to say, you can follow us if you like this recap. Hey, follow us. We've got a YouTube channel. We're on social media, Instagram, TikTok. You can listen to the podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts. I believe the main ones are
Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Yes. So give us a follow.
Give us a 5-star rating.
Give us a 5-star rating.
On Apple Podcasts, you can give us a review. Any support is greatly appreciated. And thank you so much. We are getting this Survivor recap out a little bit late because guess what? We've been very busy traveling.
We've been jet setters out here.
We are going to get back to some regular programming again, back on schedule. We have a lot of exciting things in the works. We're going to be doing some decorating.
Ooh,
decorating for the podcast studio.
We know that our wonderful listeners have loved this guest room background. But we're gonna be switching it up a little bit.
Making a little bit of a vibe, you could say.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe some color. I don't know, maybe bring in something we've found in another country. Who knows?
Yeah, we did some shopping.
Yeah, and I guess the only way to find out is if you continue watching our videos.
You continue watching and listening. So thank you so much, and we will catch you later this week with even more recaps.
Bye.
Bye.